First of all, it's interesting because not many people saw Rabbi Guzik and I grow up as rabbis, and as a couple, really. Only a few. And Rabbi Sinai was one of them, but you can talk about that later to him and ask any questions.
Over l'chaim or something.
But I do want to start because a couple of months ago in the end of Book of Breshit, I gave a sermon called Am Yisrael Chai is not a slogan, but it's a way of life. And I stole that idea, B'Shem Omro, in the name of the person who has been teaching that these many, many months, and that's Rabbi Sinai. If you follow him online, if you don't yet, you should, because you end every one of your posts saying, Am Yisrael Chai is not a slogan, it's a way of life. Raise your hand if over some time in these last 18 months you have said those words either in an email or to somebody as you left them in a conversation. We've said it as a slogan, but it's a way of life. I just want to read from you an article that Leor wrote about the history of Am Yisrael Chai from an 1895 Zionist songbook used at the Second World Jewish Conference in 1933 to fight Hitler's new Nazi regime through economic boycott. And it was Rabbi Stephen Wise ended his final address by declaring to the crowd, "We must defend ourselves because we are a people which lives and wishes to live. My last word that I wish to speak to you is Am Yisrael Chai." In 1945, an amazing video that I've seen many times in the concentration camp of Bergen-Belsen, Holocaust survivors gathered for a Shabbat service. Not only did they sing Hatikva, but the Jewish army chaplain proclaimed Am Yisrael Chai. What does Am Yisrael Chai, a way of life, mean to you as a diaspora ordained rabbi who made Aliyah many years ago? What is Am Yisrael Chai?
First of all, Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And I want to thank you for welcoming me.
A little closer.
A little closer?
There we go.
I was never told that I'm not loud enough.
Yes.
I want to thank you for welcoming me to this beautiful, warm community. I sat over there on the front row and I was watching, and I really tried to be a participant, but also wanted to be a spectator, to be able to take in and see what a beautiful community you are and see the energy that emanates from this space. And I want to thank you, Rabbi Sherman and Rabbi Guzik, for having me. I had the opportunity to speak last night at the Young Professionals gathering, which for me is inspiring, and hopefully for us all when we see this next generation that's coming through the pipeline, that is just as committed and excited, because they are our anchor of hope. What does Am Yisrael Chai mean? We just came across Yom HaShoah. And what are the slogans that we say on Yom HaShoah? Never again, never forget, never this, never that. Just slogans. It's happening again. It just happened on October 7th. What are we doing to perpetuate never again? Are we engaged in our community? You, of course, are. Are we involved in local organizations? Do we sit on boards? Do we visit Israel? Do we role model these values to our children? Woe to anyone who asks me, how come my grandchildren don't care about Israel? I don't know. I think we have an amazing story to tell. What a story we have to share. So what story are you telling your children if they don't care? Because we are the winningest team in human history. We're still here. We are Am HaNetzach, the eternal people. Despite history, we've overcome every challenge. We have holidays that celebrate those who tried to eliminate us but didn't succeed. Chanukah, Purim. And this period of time, in 100, 150 years, maybe 200 years, we're going to look up from above. It will also be called a holiday. This is a holiday. There'll be a kiddush attached to it, a Megillah reading, a Seudat Mitzvah, a feast, and we're going to celebrate and sing how they tried but they didn't succeed. This is just part of perpetuating what it means. Am Yisrael Chai is a way of life. Because I'm tired of these slogans. They're empty. Of course, they are a figment of expression. I was, over the summer, I was visiting my daughter. She goes to a sleepaway camp in Maine, in Portland, Maine. And I got off the plane. I took a flight from, I think it was JFK to Portland, Maine. And I had my kippah on. even though for some reason people in Israel think it's scarier to be Jewish here than what we're facing in Israel. So my kids, my boys say, how about please put a hat on? I said, what, are you kidding me? First of all, I'm a Brooklyn Jew, okay? Second of all, I'm a Zionist. I made Aliyah for a reason. I'm not a knee-trembling Jew, as Begin once said. So of course I wear my kippah out. And I walked, and I can tell at least 2 people literally whisking by me because they were carrying their luggage in the airport. I'm Yisrael Chai, I'm Yisrael Chai. And I said, wow. I'm coming from Israel where, of course, we are under existential attack and in a constant sort of space. Like we're, if it's sirens, if it's war, I have my 19-year-old, he serves in the IDF, my friends who are still in reserve, like, you know what's going on in Israel, in the region, right? And for me to come here, when people are telling me you should be careful, don't put your kippah on, this and that, and hearing people walking by, I'm Yisrael Chai, or we stand with you. I had this Irish Catholic guy, 6'4", big guy, come up to me at an airport as well. I was in the duty free. He says to me, you're Jewish? I said, yeah, I'm Jewish. And he says to me, you're flying to Israel? I said, yeah. He said, do you live in Israel? I said, yeah, I live in Israel. He says, we were with you. You're not alone. Wow. It's these kinds of acts. It's being engaged. It's visiting. I know people who were the last time they were in Israel was for their bar mitzvah. And since October 7th, they've been 6, 7, 8. They just can't stop coming. It's like coming up for air and being involved in the rebuilding of what we had gone through during that time.
So I want to take another slogan, because they often are slogans, but you put them into action and inspire us to put them into action again. Another one that you have exchanged was Tikkun Olam, which is perhaps overused, but you say Tikkun Yisrael. Expand on what Tikkun Yisrael means, and as you say in this article about Jewish education and education consulting, about actually Aviva Klampus from Boundless Israel, she has told us a couple of weeks ago, we did it all wrong. We did advocacy before education. You are saying Tikkun Yisrael before Tikkun Olam.
That's right.
What does that mean?
Who's ever been on a plane? Yeah, right. So when you get on a flight, and you get the direction. We now ignore the directions of the stewardess, and
only on El Al.
Only on El Al. We pay attention. Should the cabin pressure decrease and oxygen masks fall, and you are traveling with someone who needs help to put on the mask, what are you told in terms of who do you put the mask on first? If you can't breathe, there is no way you can help someone else breathe. If we want to go out and heal the world, and I'm just blown away by that concept just in general, tikkun, we are not even 0.5% of the global population, yet we are going to heal the world. We are 0.02% of the global population. We're we're a minority in the world, but we're going to heal it. Okay, so that's amazing, conceptually, right? And we work towards it. We bring solar panels to Africa. We dig wells in Haiti. We're everywhere. But right now, we're bleeding. We're broken. In Israel, we are a country that is suffering from PTSD, each and every one of us. I'm here in LA, I hear an ambulance, I stop for a moment. The hairs in the back of my neck stand up. And oh wait, I'm in LA, it's not a siren. Right? Someone drives by me with a tustus, a motorcycle, whatever. I stop for a moment. But I'm in LA, I'm reminded, we're all suffering from PTSD in that country called Israel. We're all emotionally fatigued between crying for our brothers and sisters, children, fathers, mothers. We all remember what happened October 7th. Horrific acts of violence to our people, innocent people. So we're all suffering from this. And then, of course, what happened on October 8th, when people here were dancing on the blood of our brothers and sisters, professors in university, it was exhilarating. It's exhilarating? And so we're broken here too. And so I suggest, and this is some of what I talk and write about, let's stop with the Tikkun Olam for a moment. Let's take a look in the mirror and let's heal ourselves. If we want to truly make an impact and make the world a better place, which I believe we do and we can, it's got to start with us. We need to heal ourselves.
And so one of the ways of Tikkun Yisrael that you shared with me and you've been writing about, and we put this poster on the wall that we thought we were going to take down right after the High Holy Days, and people said, no, that's staying there until every one of them are home. and their pictures to us and keep their names alive. But maybe share with our community what you started the week after October 7th, based on the geography of literally where you live and what happens every Friday night that might be different than how we bring in Shabbat here.
Yeah. So I live in Tel Aviv. As Rabbi Sherman had shared, we made Aliyah. It'll be 14 years in June. We had 2 sons at the time, and then our daughter was born in Israel, in Tel Aviv. And we live around the corner from the Tel Aviv Museum. We also live around the corner from Kaplan. If you remember, you were probably following the judicial reform protesting and a lot of noise that was taking place, so we live there. And right after October 7th, that was a Saturday morning, Simchat Torah, we remember. And then there was a Sunday, which was the day after, and we're thinking, what do we do? What's going on? The coming together, by the way, of our brothers and sisters in Israel it blew me away. It's what gives me hope. As I said, and I use the term, my anchor of hope is our people. We are a resilient people, but that's for another question perhaps, or lecture. With my wife and my children, and my parents were visiting. My parents still live in New York. And another colleague, Rabbi Anat Sharbat, we said, let's go. We heard that families of the hostages were congregating at Tel Aviv Museum. Now, if you haven't been to Tel Aviv Museum, it's a beautiful museum. You should visit it. And there's a huge square right in front of it where normally Israeli teens are riding their skateboards or bicycles and doing tricks, and not much attention is given to it. But now, it became a rallying point. It became a Beit HaMikdash. It became a sanctified place and space for the parents and supporters and the hostage forum. And it became known to be as Kikar Chatufim, Hostage Square. And so we got there, myself and my friends, and we said, let's go there. We heard the families are coming. It was a Friday. Let's go and let's bring in Shabbat with them. So we brought tirosh with us, grape juice. I brought a kiddush cup. I brought some kippot. I brought some prayer books, sidurim from our kehillah. And we went there, and there were families there. And they were just there. It wasn't like, if you've been there now, you see it's really just built up, set up in a way that is very, very experiential. I say this as an educator now. Very experiential. There's a mock tunnel that you can walk through and see what it feels like. Maybe it's a Hamas mock tunnel, and other things that are in displays and tents, and the different kibbutzim are represented, and the moshavim that were on the border of Gaza. And what happened there? Was it something I said?
That's our future.
And we set up a fold-up table, and we started singing Shalom. We said to everyone, come, we're going to light candles for Shabbat. And all the parents, we all gathered. And the mothers lit candles, praying for their sons, daughters. It's okay, you don't have to remove them, it's fine. And we sang Shalom Aleichem. And we did Kiddush. And we embraced and we sang Achenu Kol Beit Yisrael. And one of the things that I add, we've been doing this now for 16, 17 months. I missed yesterday's Friday, Kabbalat Shabbat, because I'm here with you. But it was taking place as well. Someone else filled in for me. Every Shabbat, every Friday we're there. We have right-leaning, left-leaning, kippah-wearing, non-kippah-wearing, all kinds of people coming together. Because we share a common destiny. And we are in sorrow for our brothers and sisters that are suffering. And one of the things that I also do with the bracha of Birkat HaKohanim, it's a tradition, in our tradition, that we bless our children before we do Kiddush on a Friday night, in Birkat Kohanim. So one of the things that we do is we keep in mind that there are children that were somewhere in the hell of Gaza over there, and there are also children who have lost parents as a result of this war, parents who were reservists, fathers, mothers, who gave 200 days out of the year to be people in their 30s and 40s who have businesses, left everything behind, and ended up losing their lives as well. We prayed for their children, and so we stand together and we do Birkat HaKohanim for the boys and the girls so that they should all know that we are one family. No matter what your opinion is on any topic, we are a family. We are one people, and we share a common destiny. And when someone falls, we all mourn together. And this is the power of peoplehood, of Am Yisrael.
So the last question I want to ask goes about the first question and relates to that question as well. Because you write a lot, and you spoke last night as well, about who we will be as ancestors. Not how to live how our ancestors were, but as we said in the Amidah, Elohei Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, Sar, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. We pray about them every single day. But one day, God willing, they will pray about us. And so you ask this question, who will we be as our ancestors? And my question to you is, what do you want for us to be as those ancestors, as you also call us Generation Zion?
Right. So the question I often ask, and I say, what kind of ancestor are you going to be for your future? We often think about ourselves and how our days go by and what we want and what our needs are and what our hopes are and when does a new iPhone come. You know, people stand online, they sleep in tents for a new pair of sneakers. It's, you know, but let's, as Jews, because that's what separates us from others, think ahead. What kind of ancestors are we going to be to our future? What are we leaving for them? How are we going to make the world better so that they can easily navigate that? And so the term of Gen Z, you know, Gen Z comes up, and I say, yeah, Gen Z, Z for Zion.
Love that.
Chaverim, friends, we are not only witnessing, we are taking part in, active participation in a renaissance. This is of historical proportions. For a while, we were in lumber was sleeping? What's the word?
We call it La La Land.
La La Land. Right? And that's fine. But there was the Great Awakening. Am Yisrael, all of us, have woken up. And there is a tremendous renaissance taking place of activism, of learning, of people, Jews who were Jewish. You know, knocking on the door, saying, let me in, I want more. Coming to visit Israel more than ever. Wanting to learn how to read or write or speak Hebrew. Wanting to learn more about Jewish observance. Reclaiming our identity. Reclaiming Zionism. The national inspiration of Am Yisrael and the return home. And again I say, and I said it this before, what a story we have. The Shoah was hard. October 7th was tough, but that was just one minutia of 3,500 years of history. Our development and contribution to humanity is infinite. And so I ask, what kind of ancestors are we going to be? What are we going to do? Now, I don't know exactly what it is that we're going to do, but I know that something is happening. I know it's brewing, and I almost am 100% sure that our future generations are going to be learning and talking about this period of time, about us all. And they're going to say, they did the right thing. Look where we are today. And better days are coming ahead.
So you could probably imagine Rabbi Sinai kept us all awake in rabbinical school. By your energy, by your ruach, by your spirit, and most importantly, by your neshama, by your soul. As Rabbi Guzik and I follow the journey of Rabbi Sinai, we want to be part of that. And there is a way of being an ancestor right now. One of those ways is to do what you said, is to go to Israel. And so we're asking you to join us. In July, Rabbi Guzik and I will be going to Israel for a week. Some of you are already signed up. If you are not signed up, please do so. It's the time. We'll see Rabbi Sinai, not as a visitor, but in your own home, with your children defending our holy land. As we say in the prayer for Israel, defending our holy land so its inhabitants can experience lasting joy. That is what we do as part of our Flesh Family Sinai Temple Israel Center, as part of Sinai Akiba Academy, as part of Sinai Temple Religious School, as our men's club, with our sister, our Chai Society. Every single part of our being is with Rabbi Sinai. And so join us so that Am Yisrael Chai is not a slogan, but it is a way of life. And so we're going to conclude by a song. This song was written in 1969. It's become an anthem of shalom, of peace. In fact, it was the last words heard by Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, for he was assassinated in November of 1995, and it continues to be an anthem of peace. We want to thank Rabbi Sinai. Tomorrow he's going to be speaking with our Barron Scholars, last night with our Orden Family Friday Night Live, this morning with our congregation. Engage him, speak to him, bring him to your workplaces, to your schools. This is the man who lives and creating that generation Zion. Shir La Shalom, a song of peace.